Welcome to another edition of Arizona Living. Today we're going to talk about Phoenix apartment rentals. Stay tuned! Today's video is about Phoenix apartment rentals. A lot of you have inquired about what's the apartment situation in Arizona. Now I understand, if you're looking to move here, you of course don't just want to right off the bat buy a house unless you're absolutely 100% sure this is where you want to live. So I get why you want to live in an apartment, check out the area just to make sure. Now let me preface, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, all right? Most of my childhood, I lived in an apartment across the street from Cropsey Park in Bensonhurst, okay? Then we moved into a private house where we rented the top floor. And then we moved to Jersey where we got a house. And ever since then, with the exception of a stint, which I'm gonna talk about, I've lived in houses. Now, when I first moved to Arizona, I lived with my brother in his condo. Essentially, a condo is the same thing as an apartment. And then I met my wife. I moved in with her in Avondale. She had a house, she bought a foreclosure, and we sold the house. And while we were waiting for our new house in Gilbert to be built, we rented an apartment. We went and we checked out many places before we decided on this particular apartment, okay? Let me tell you about the top three. And again, we were only looking in Gilbert, Arizona. That's the one city we were looking at. So I can't answer questions for you about Phoenix or any other city. Just Gilbert is where we looked at apartments about 2 years ago. Number one, and I'm gonna give you the top three apartments that we saw in Gilbert and why they were on our top three list. Number one, Serena Shores. This was really nice. It was right by Val Vista Lake area, and you actually had access to the lake right there. And unfortunately, we were all set. We wanted to move there, and last minute they were like, well, there are three of you, myself, my wife, and our 3-year-old. And they said, we will not rent you a 1-bedroom with 3 people. And I was like, this is a short-term rental. We're only gonna be here a few months. My daughter's crib can sit in the living room. What's the big deal? But they refused. So because of that, they lost the sale. The second place, I don't remember this is the exact name of it. I think it was called the Islands. And it was really nice. Also, right by the lake. I remember specifically there was a boat dock there. And it was pricey though. It was a little pricey. So we decided against that one. Our third choice was the Trails at Santan. And that one seemed to be perfect for us. It was in the area we wanted to be in. The price was okay. We were paying about $1,100 per month because it was a short-term lease type of situation. And then we went month to month. So $1,100, I'm told, is very expensive. But for me, being from New York, that's not a big deal. I'll post the link to the Trails at Santan's website. Now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my experience there and apartments in general in the Arizona area, in the Phoenix area, I should say. So first off, a lot of them are pet friendly. However, they charge you for that. If you tell them you got a dog, they're gonna tack on a little bit extra per month. I think it's like $50 per month. It all depends on the place, of course. So when I went, I only told them I had 1 dog and I had 2. The apartments here come with all the appliances. Refrigerator, stove, microwave, washer, dryer, all that stuff. Some of them even have like a little patio area outside with a closet for additional storage. Also, you may have one that actually has a clubhouse that you could actually rent it out for like parties. It has like a pool table, and that's how you access the pool area. By the pool area, of course, are the grills and places to lay down. Some apartments even have gyms that you can use. I've been to a friend's apartment that they even have free Wi-Fi. So it all depends on which one you're gonna, the amenities all depend on what each one offers. I can't just blanket statement. Now for some of you hardcore zonies, I have an iOS app. Really, I have an Apple app called Screaming Santa. I recorded it poolside when I lived in an apartment. So for those of you that have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, I'll post the link above. Screaming Santa, I originally wanted to call this iOS app Pissed Off Santa, but Apple said no, we can't allow that because it's children. So we ended up calling it Screaming Santa. The gist was my daughter was acting horrible. So I dressed up as Santa and basically went off on camera, and there's 3 levels of Santa. You know, so first he starts talking all nice, then he gets angry, and then he just loses his mind on the 3rd video. So I made an app. So if your kid's misbehaving, you could threaten them. You want me to call Santa? And then you call Santa, and Santa basically screams at the kid. It's a totally free app. You can check out, I'll put the link below. So apartments here in the Phoenix area, the management will spray the perimeter about every other month, just like I recommend you do if you own a house here. Now here's a big thing no one's gonna tell you. When you go to leave, that could be a whole ordeal. You know, you have to give in your first month's rent and extra, you know, your security deposit. And when you go to leave, you hope to get the security deposit back. But here's something people don't tell you. In the Phoenix area, and I've had several friends that told me this was true for them as well, they will charge you to get the carpet professionally cleaned, even if it looks pristine. They don't give a crap. They have to get the carpet professionally cleaned before the next tenant comes in. That's just the way it is. So in our situation, the people that were building our house, our new house, were taking forever and ever and ever. So I kept going back to the apartment management, begging them to let me stay a little extra, right? So it came to a point where they're like, Sam, we're sorry. We rented out your apartment to somebody else. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Where am I gonna go? So they were gonna come over to start painting and stuff to get it ready for the next tenant. But my dogs, remember I have 2 little dogs, they did a number on this carpet. The carpet was like light beige. They did a number on the carpet, if you hear what I'm saying. So they wanted to come like the next day to start working on the apartment. So I immediately went crazy calling people. I eventually found this company local. They charged me pretty much like double what it would normally cost to get carpet cleaning, but they got it done and it looked better than when I first moved in. So a lot of folks that come visit here from other places or move here, they've commented that the apartments in the Phoenix area is kind of like living in like a hotel. You know, there's really nice amenities, like I mentioned, a gym, a clubhouse, a pool. Bottom line, it all depends on luck of the draw, because you could have really cool neighbors or neighbors that are jerks. And the one complaint I have about living at the trails at Santan was that there were a lot of kids, you know, since the college was so close, and there was like marijuana smoking all over the place. I could smell skunk weed. I saw an apple with like a cigarette hole in it. I was told that they used that for, I don't know. Anyway, it's all luck of the draw. This concludes another edition of Arizona Living. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know below what are your thoughts about apartment hunting in Phoenix. Till next time!